Welcome to this presentation entitled Adult Foster Care Homes Resident Rights. The purpose of this presentation is to make the public aware of the general rights each resident living in an adult foster care home has and must be afforded, as well as steps to take if you feel a resident's rights have been violated. There are three types of adult foster care homes, or AFCs, in Michigan. A family home can house 3 to 6 residents, a small group home 3 to 12 residents, and a large group home will have 13 to 20 residents. The legal definition of an adult foster care home is as follows. An adult foster care home is the provision of supervision, personal care, and protection, in addition to room and board, for 24 hours a day, 5 or more days a week, and for 2 or more consecutive weeks, for compensation provided at a single address. An adult foster care facility provides these services to adults who are aged, mentally ill, developmentally disabled, or physically disabled, who require supervision on an ongoing basis, but who do not require continuous nursing care. Some AFC homes use the marketing term assisted living. Assisted living is a generic term that can refer to a variety of living situations that provide supports and services. Some of these are licensed and some are not. This presentation only applies to licensed adult foster care homes. AFC homes are inspected by the State of Michigan Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, or LARA. To determine whether a setting is licensed, refer to the LARA website, which will be included in the resource page below this video. Residents living in adult foster care homes have numerous rights. AFC homes are required to provide a copy of the rights to the resident or legal representative upon admission. Adult foster care homes are governed by state rules and regulations, which include resident rights. These rules are there to protect residents from abuse, neglect, and exploitation, as well as help improve the quality of life for each person living in an AFC home. Every resident has the right to be treated with dignity and respect. Knowing resident rights helps prevent abuse, neglect, and exploitation, and empowers residents and/or their legal representative to advocate for themselves. Please note that the rights of residents may be limited if they have a court-appointed guardian. Residents have the right to be free from mistreatment and exposure to serious risk or physical or emotional harm. Residents living in adult foster care homes have the right to be free from discrimination on the basis of race, religion, color, national origin, sex, age, handicap, marital status, or source of payment. Residents have the right to exercise his or her constitutional rights, including the right to vote, the right to practice the religion of his or her choice, the right to freedom of movement, for example, to come and go freely, and the right to freedom of association, for example, to spend time with chosen friends and family. Residents also have the right to refuse to participate in religious practices. Residents have the right of reasonable access to a telephone for private communications. They have the right to write, send, and receive uncensored and unopened mail at his or her own expense. Residents living in AFC homes have the right to associate and have private communications and consultations with his or her physician, attorney, or any other person of his or her choice. Residents have the right to employ the services of a physician, psychiatrist, or dentist of his or her choice. They have the right to refuse treatment and services, including the taking of medication, and to be made aware of the consequences of that refusal. Residents living in adult foster care homes also have the right to participate in the activities of social, religious, and community groups. They have the right to have contact with relatives and friends and receive visitors in the home at a reasonable time. Residents have the right of access to and use of his or her personal belongings, clothing, and to his or her room. They have the right to use and access advocacy agencies and community services of his or her choice. Examples include the Ombudsman Program, local area agencies on aging, legal services, etc. Residents have the right to request and receive assistance from the responsible agency, such as Michigan Department of Health and Human Services or community mental health, in relocating to another living situation. All resident files must be kept confidential. Every resident living in an AFC home has the right to be treated with consideration and respect, with due recognition of personal dignity, individuality, and the need for privacy. Residents are entitled to exercise their rights and express concerns or complaints about their care. Residents are entitled to information about the AFC home's policies and procedures regarding complaints. Further, residents have the right to express grievances and present recommendations pertaining to the policies, services, and house rules of the home without fear of retaliation. Adult foster care homes are responsible to ensure residents' health, safety, and well-being in accordance with residents' service plans. This includes protection from physical harm, humiliation, and intimidation, as well as social, moral, financial, and personal exploitation. If you feel the adult foster care home is failing to ensure your health, safety, or well-being, you may report this to the AFC agents or employees, Adult Protective Services, the Michigan Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program, Michigan's Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, and/or the Healthcare Fraud Division of the Attorney General's Office. If a resident believes that one or more of the rights we've discussed have been violated, report issues directly with adult foster care home staff. Detail the problems and how you would like to see them resolved. Residents may also contact Adult Protective Services, or APS. Report abuse, neglect, and exploitation of vulnerable adults by calling APS at 855-444-3911. You may also reach out to the Michigan Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program, or MLTCOP, to express your concerns about your rights, care, or services in an adult foster care home. To reach a local ombudsman, call 866-485-9393. Long-term care ombudsmen are advocates for residents. They assist with complaints and resolve problems, advocate for resident rights, provide free and confidential services for residents, promote quality care and quality of life, and provide information on how to find a long-term care home. You may also file a complaint with the state of Michigan, LARA, by calling 866-856-0126. LARA's Bureau of Community and Health Systems accepts complaints of allegations of licensing rule and law violations in licensed facilities. When possible, provide thorough information about the issue or incident. If residents or family members have concerns, they may also contact the Michigan Attorney General's Healthcare Fraud Division to report financial or physical abuse or neglect of residents in an adult foster care home by calling 800-242-2837. Improving the quality of life for residents in adult foster care homes can be enhanced by knowing resident rights and how to report concerns. Don't hesitate to ask questions or call for more information at any of the agencies mentioned in this presentation. Thank you for participating in this presentation on adult foster care homes resident rights. For more information about the rights we covered today, including links to further resources, you may access the notes section below this video.